Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you Come Follow Me for April, and I'm excited to get into this. So if you like this kind of content and other homeschool content, subscribe down below and let's get into this video. Okay, so let's get into this book. So we're going to start off with Moses coming back to Egypt and the plagues that happen. And so there's 10 of them, and we're going to split it up amongst 3 days. So we're going to talk about 5 of them the first day, and you can read them together, or you could just have your child read it by themselves. They can draw a picture, they can just write what the plague is. You might have to explain them a little bit because it might be kind of confusing. The next day, we're going to talk about 4 of them. And then the third day, we're going to talk about the last one, which is the Passover, the killing of the firstborn child. So this one has 2 sections. So up here is where they'll find out what the plague is. And then down here is where they'll learn what the children of Israel were told to do to protect themselves from the plague. And this is very important. It has a lot of symbolism to Christ. And so it's a nice thing to just spend a little bit of time on by itself. And then obviously the Passover is something now that happens every single year to remember that time. So you could do something in relation to that, especially since it's Easter in April and stuff like that. That could be a lot of fun. And then we have this section that's Let My People Go. So this is when Moses parts the Red Sea. So up here, they're going to read these verses, and it asks them to draw what the miracle is in this top box, so this parting of the sea, but in the bottom box, either to write or to draw what Moses had to do. And to explain that miracles, sometimes they do just happen, but a lot of times it requires us to put forth faith. And Moses's faith was to step into the water. Okay, and so just have them find those things in the scriptures. And then the next part, I just thought it'd be kind of cool because some of these stories I wasn't very familiar with either. I'm like, oh, I've heard at least of 2 of them. I don't know if I'd heard of this first one. But these are just small stories that happen while the children of Israel are in the wilderness. So one of them is manna. So they can draw a picture of it or write about it. But they're just going to learn about some of these things so that show that the Lord provides, okay, that he looks out for us and he will provide a way for us to accomplish what he wants us to accomplish. And then we're going to get into Easter. And I am not going to talk a whole lot about Easter in this video because I think the last 2 years with my Come Follow Me stuff, I've talked about Easter. So I'll show you some of the pages real quick. And the book I pulled a lot of this from when I created it is the Holy Week for Latter-day Saints. And I believe in those other videos, I have a lot of other books and references. So I'll make sure those videos are all linked down below so you can check them out if you want to. But you can start with Palm Sunday. So this is 8 days because it goes from the Sunday before Easter to Easter Sunday. And so this is a triumphal entry into Jerusalem. And so you can write on the palm branches things you're grateful for, blessings in your life. And then there's a word search in here for some of the different things. There's parables that you can match up. Again, this Parable Tuesday, this is just kind of an outline in this book of different things that were going on throughout Holy Week. And so I kind of pulled from that. And there's a few things about, family history work right here. So you could draw pictures or you can get actual pictures if you want to. So it starts with the child, then their parents, and then their grandparents on each side. Or you could make it even bigger. So this is when Christ is in the spirit world before he's resurrected on Sunday. And you can talk about work for the dead and how important it is. And so those are kind of just a quick overview of all those things. And again, my other videos go a little bit more in depth to them, but I just wasn't going to do that today since I've done it a lot of times before. And then we're going to get back to Moses in the last week of April. And Moses shares his testimony with Jethro, who is his father-in-law. And so I thought it'd be a good time to kind of review testimonies, with our kids and to practice them. Because if we don't practice them, it's harder for us to even know what they are or how to give them to other people. And so in here, I just give some ideas. So you can start like, I'd like to bear my testimony, or I'd like to share a scripture with you. Or one time I lost my turtle. And this is for sharing a relevant story. We had really good friends when we lived in Connecticut, and their son got up to bear his testimony and said, one time I lost my turtle. and told a story, and it was super cute. So that's what that means. So share a relevant story and how that strengthened your testimony. And then I also have a few pictures down here of things that they could include. And then you could have them just write it down. You could have them write it down and then get up and read it. Or you could just have them get up in front of everyone, not in front of everyone, like in your family, or maybe a friend or somebody they're comfortable with, and present it to them, maybe some extended family. And some kids are more comfortable if they can just read it. Like I have a child that's like that. Some of them can get up and just wing it, and that's totally fine as well too. So just having them practice a little bit and understanding a little bit better what it means to bear a testimony, and that it needs to focus on Christ. So that's kind of the goal. And then we're also going to get into the 10 commandments. And so I have these pictures here of some of the commandments. Hopefully they all make sense. And then over here are the list of the commandments. So you're going to match them up. And there'll be some pages too to talk more about the commandments and get into more detail if you want to. And this is one of them. So honoring your parents. So I thought this could be a fun time to write a letter. I know you're like, I'm the parent and I'm helping them do this. Well, you could just tell them what to do and then go away and they can give it to you. So as like a thank you card or something like that to show their gratitude towards you. So they could write it on here if they want to, or they could go all out and get other paper and glitter, which I hate, or stickers, anything to decorate it, and make cards for you, for your husband, or your wife, whoever's watching this video, and then or for grandparents, something like that, just to show the importance of being grateful, even if you don't completely agree with everything your parents have ever taught you, that you are still grateful for everything that they've done for you. And so I just included that just as a reminder to give gratitude to other people and those that have impacted your life. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to mention is the bingo cards. I'm gonna try to keep doing these every month as long as I don't run out of people to put on them or things or whatever to put on them. So all of these ones have to do with Moses, because that's who we're talking about for all of April. And I just wanted to point out something. So I create these cards, that have some clues on them, and you don't have to just do this clue. You could just read the names on here if you want. We like to use it as a review, so I usually say something and like, okay, who is this, or what is this, or how many years were they in the wilderness, or something, and then they find it on the card. But you don't have to use just these clues exclusively. You could turn to the scriptures and do it. You could use something previously that we've talked about with one of these things, and it doesn't have to be in the sections of Come Follow Me we've talked about in April. So there's a lot of freedom with this and a lot of fun things you could do, and it's just a really good review opportunity, I feel like, and my kids are always so excited to play bingo. So I'm sure your kids will be too. Okay, so that's Come Follow Me for April. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful Easter, however you choose to celebrate it. If you celebrate it differently than I'm showing you in Come Follow Me, please let me know down below, because I'd love to just hear your ideas, hear what your favorite Easter traditions are. Maybe just one thing you absolutely love doing for Easter. Just comment it down below and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.